Just Jaz, American Horror Story Review. Greetings and salutations, and welcome to American Horror Story Season 7 Review of Cult. Now, if you did not see my first review for Episode 1, click in the link below and you'll be able to watch that first before you watch this. Now, I know I'm extremely behind in these episodes, so I have decided to briefly review episodes 2, 3, and 4, give you like a quick synopsis, my opinion, and then later on this week, I will be all caught up and we will be reviewing more in depth episode 5. In the second episode, titled Don't Be Afraid of the Dark, Kai starts his campaign for a seat on city council. Allie starts to distrust the new occupants of the chain's former home, the Wiltons. One of the strange things about this episode are the new neighbors that move in across the street from Allie and Ivy. What makes them so weird is that they are married, but the wife, Meadow, is straight and the husband, Harrison, is gay. They made this promise to each other that if they weren't married by the age of 25, they would marry each other. And in that agreement, Harrison is allowed to go out once a week and have sex with whomever he wants, I assume a male, as long as he stays in their committed relationship. To me, I think that's kind of strange, but I'm sure it will play a key role in the later episodes. At Allie and Ivy's restaurant, the Butchery on Main, tensions fuel between the head chef Roger and a Hispanic employee Pedro. Later, the restaurant's security system trips and Allie investigates. And when she goes there, she finds Roger hanging on a hook in the meat locker, dead. The Detective Daniels that we've seen throughout the entire series thus far singles out Pedro as the most likely suspect. Now, this is probably because he is Hispanic and everybody thinks that he is an illegal immigrant when he's actually born in San Diego. So after this, Allie becomes unsafe and decides to obtain a gun from the weird neighbors next door. Thereafter, there's a power shortage in the city, and Allie is terrorized by the clowns in her house. Now, at this point, we don't know if the clowns are real or if there's still a delusion in her head. I'm pretty sure they're real, but there is that small chance that it can't be real. So Allie decides to call Ivy at the restaurant because she's freaking out. The babysitter left because she had to go check on her home during the power outage. And Ivy can't leave the restaurant at the time because she has to get a big shipment and order in place. Anyway, she decides to send Pedro, the Hispanic restaurant employee, to deliver supplies to the house. To be honest with you guys, I wasn't a big fan of episode 2. I mean, I watched it because I love the show, and like I said in my first review, the visceral reaction I had to Donald Trump winning is why I stuck around for this season. But honestly, the only interesting thing that happened in this episode is when Pedro got shot by Allie at the end. I mean, I feel as though this season, there's really not a whole lot they can go on, so they try to get you at the end with that cliffhanger to keep you coming back. Okay, so in episode 3, by now we know that Pedro has been shot. And there are picketers protesting because he is Hispanic, and Allie that shot him is white, and of course there's going to be a racial divide, so there are people picketing and protesting outside the restaurant. But Kai mysteriously pops up during one of the protests that Allie is driving through and says that he promises he will dissuade all the protesters, and he does. It's kind of weird. He kind of just breaks them apart, and they leave her alone. The Wiltons, her next door neighbors, start berating and just bullying her for Pedro's death. Meanwhile, Oz gets a gift from the nanny Winter. She gets him a guinea pig. Allie and Ivy aren't happy because she didn't get permission from the family to be able to get Oz a guinea pig, but whatever. Now, while all of this is happening, every night there's a truck that rides by and dispenses a mysterious green gas throughout the neighborhood, and it disturbs Allie. So half the episode is Allie trying to figure out what this mysterious green stuff is. But even though all these weird occurrences are happening, Allie and Ivy still want to try to have the best relationship that they can. The guinea pig being microwaved and killed. Allie suspects the Wiltons to be the murderers. So she runs over there and screams and hollers and threatens all of them. Now the next thing in the episode that happens is back in episode 2, Winter, the nanny, seduces Allie while she's taking a bath. But unbeknownst to Allie, it's being recorded. And when Allie and Ivy go to tuck their son into bed, he's watching the footage on his laptop of Allie being seduced. There's no explanation to how he got the tape or footage, but we assume that Winter is the one that's done it. Understandably, Ivy gets upset. She slaps her in the face in the hallway, and right as they're about, we learn by this point that the Wiltons and Kai are all in cahoots with one another. The audience has always known that Harrison and Meadow are more than likely in cahoots with Kai and his sister Winter, but we really start to see how their involvement in it, and I thought that was a crafty way at telling or revealing to the audience how they're involved. They don't quite do it the way I would have liked them to, but episode 4, 9/11 is, or I'm sorry, 11/9 gives a lot more information. Okay, episode 4 was pretty exciting and pretty awesome to me. Now I'm invested in the show. It's not just about the fact that I hate Trump and that's what this season is going off of the election. I really thought it was interesting. I enjoyed learning the background of how each character met each other and how Kai was able to manipulate all his followers into his group. He is a dictator, and he knows exactly what to say and how to say it in order to get each member of his crew to murder and kill for him. In this episode, the day after the election, Harrison becomes Kai's personal traitor. Kai takes Harrison under his wing and eventually convinces him to murder his degrading boss. Later, Kai takes a special interest in a news anchor named Beverly Hope and offers her equal power in his quest for domination. He instigates the murder of her rival as proof of his dedication to her. The day before the election, Ivy attends a political rally where she is groped by a man named Gary, played by Chaz Bono. Winter comes to Ivy's defense and the two have lunch together. That night, Ivy and Winter kidnap Gary and chain him to a pole in an abandoned building to prevent him from voting the next day. Kai comes to Gary, rescues him, and offers him a saw an hour before the pole closes. Gary subsequently cuts off his chained hand. Now, to be honest with you, I don't really think Kai likes Trump. I don't think he likes Hillary. I personally think he likes or stands for anybody who's for anarchy and confusion. I like the way they introduced Beverly Hope into last week's episode. I like that she is an independent, strong black woman who feels like she is not getting enough praise for the type of reporting that she does. And rightfully so. I don't think it's worth killing anybody over, as Kai did, but hey, whatever. I really liked that they had Chaz Bono. I liked how they showed why he cut his arm off. I personally don't think it's that serious. If I'm chained down in a basement and my only option to vote is to cut my own arm off, I'm sorry, I'm just not gonna vote. I thought episode 4 was great. I wish episode 4 could have been episode 2. And then episode 2 was 3, and then 3 was 4. I feel like we needed that to keep us interesting. But you know what? It's a slow burn. I think for the first time ever, American Horror Stories season is a slow burn, and we're not used to that. We're used to blood and guts and action-packed at every single corner of every minute of every episode. And we haven't gotten at that this year. But that's okay. Now I'm interested, and now I'm excited. So please, if you like these reviews, you feel like I need to work on something, if you have questions for me regarding my thoughts on any of the episodes I've covered thus far, do not hesitate. Please comment below, give this video a thumbs up. I'm really excited, and thank you. Be on the lookout for another episode of Just Jaz this week. Bye.